Oh, you guys have got the beautiful and illustrious challenge of now breaking down and showing off Tippmann's newest beautiful gift to the entire paintball world.
Yep.
The Tippmann X-7. Look at that.
Oh, here it is. Here's
Get that out of here. This is it. This is the new X-7 Phenom.
Beautiful.
You want to take us through these to talk about some of the fun stuff here?
Yeah, okay. We're pretty excited about this new marker. It looks a lot like the original X7, but it's not like the original X7 at all. This marker is a lot lighter. You can see the porting that goes on in here. It's smaller from top to bottom.
This way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed here, but this is a low pressure marker. It works at 280.
Can you see that? Is that in frame?
Hold it up a little bit more. You have to hold it sort of over your
There's
faces.
the X7.
No one wants to look at you. Everyone just wants to look at the markers.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. Another feature that is pretty cool, like it is low pressure, so we're getting a lot more shots per tank. We get to stay on the field a lot longer.
Nice.
I'm sorry. You notice there's no air hose here anymore. They used to have the air hose with the X7. This is through the grip, the air through grip. What other parts we like here? You see a redesigned battery compartment here. Makes for getting the battery out and back in very easy.
That's cool. Have you guys found that the latch is stable? It doesn't fall off. You don't have to worry about busting a little piece of plastic.
This thing's real stable in the back. It's nice tight. It's got a textured feel to it. Let's bring this camera down. It's got a textured feel to it, and this is a lot tighter here, and it just feels better in your hand. And this was one of the nice features here was that old e-grip users will love this, where you can just kind of give it a little shake.
Wait a minute.
Technical difficulties.
Anyway, it comes right out. You don't have to pry it out with a screwdriver anymore, and then you just pop it off and put it back in. So that works really nice.
Yeah,
but the key feature of this grip is the mechanical and electronic modes, which are just this shoots like a mechanical. This is then electronic.
Nice. And the difference between electronic and mechanical being, aside from saying that you're shooting an electronic versus mechanical, do you shoot faster? Can you do the special? I mean, is it?
Yeah. Well, this is one pull and you fire just like any mechanical marker. But then when you engage the e-grip and you have the different modes here. You have this is set to full auto. We have a response mode, which is a ball release on the pull and on the release. You have the turbo mode, which is kind of, I think that's like a ramp.
Like a ramp.
Yeah. And then you have 3-round bursts, and then you have the what's this last one?
You can do semi-auto.
Semi-auto.
So for tournament play.
And then
it's all adjustable too. You could do the dwell and bounce and rate of fire. You can all program that from this little hole here.
Nice.
In the grip. You just poke that a few times, and it's got all the programming modes for it.
One of the things that I really like is that if you're on the field, you're using electro mode, your battery goes dead. We don't need to leave the field. We can just switch it with a switch and go right to manual mode and continue to play on. So
and Simon used
that's
this
pretty sweet.
heavily in the rain this past weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Sure.
So I was wondering, because you open that battery compartment, it looks like it's quasi-snug, but everybody loved the fact that when you had an A5 or something like that, a Tippmann, you can, the vision of having the Marine just freaking like crawling up through the mud and just being like,
Conveniently enough, I was a Marine, and this thing did work at Platkill, New York, at the Heartbreak Ridge game. I just played it over the weekend. On Saturday all day. Basically got it soaked to the bone. I mean, it was probably the second wettest game I played this year. Absolutely waterproof the entire way through.
Beautiful.
You don't have the open bolt here, so there's no water that was getting in here. The e-grip itself got soaked, not a single problem at all. With the older X7, I actually used to have hiccups during the rain. It would still function. It was still a pretty good marker to have in the rain, but I actually had problems with that once in the game. This one, absolutely not. We had 5 guys running the new marker. Not a single person had a problem, and we each must have gone through 2 cases of paint over the weekend.
Beautiful. How does the battery life do? Because they're talking about the shots and all the performance and everything else. So,
well, that's one of the great things about this, Ryan, is the fact that I used to probably get one 9-volt per 24-hour scenario. And by 24, I mean like 2 days. Nobody really does the 24s anymore, but this one, I started using mine personally
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, we had a practice at our sponsored field at Pocoloco Paintball in Pottstown, and I played all day with that. Played it the entire weekend at the Heartbreak Ridge game in Plattekill, and it's still green.
Countless times screwing around with it in the house too, and it's still
Absolutely. I mean,
battery life.
this thing has far
Memory
exceeded
of it.
my expectation when it comes to battery life. This is what I expected it should be. It reminded me of more of like a Rampage board. It just keeps up with the gun, and the fact that you can switch to manual, because tactically in the field, if I'm playing and the field allows some kind of alternate fire, I can switch it back and forth between the manual and then back into the full auto or the response, which is my choice to use when I do a fire mode. And every time I switch it back, I'm saving juice.
Beauty. So you can go and do a little sniping and then jump out if you want to pour on some paint.
Oh yeah, and if you're going into a building or something like that, you obviously try not to overshoot anyone. Common courtesy, you can switch it to single fire with the manual. You walk in, take a couple of shots, and keep going.
Beautiful. We got a couple questions here on the board. They want to know about the Cyclone, how the new Cyclone feeds, because they're talking about 20 balls per second. Is it a blender? Is it spongy paddles? What you got in there?
All right. Well, let me show you the. You got a Cyclone shot up close there. The new Cyclone, Tippmann engineers actually viewed the feeding of the balls through the Cyclone under high-speed camera footage and observed all the different action of the paint hitting the paddles and hitting the receiver hook in here, and they really updated 5 key points on the Cyclone that so far I've used this. I put four cases of paint through it since we got these, and I have yet to break a ball in either the Cyclone or the chamber or the barrels, of course. And that's the paddle shape is 2 things. It's no sharp edges, and then the paddle is designed to keep the balls down so that they don't popcorn up anymore. They're flexible. They have a little give to them. The receiver hook in here has a slightly nicer curve to it, so it's softer, and all of the sharp edges that were on the receiver hooks previously are all gone. They filed them all down, made them all nice and smooth. And then the breech itself, which I'll show you when I take this apart, has a D shape to it as opposed to being round, and that just, again, improves the ball feed and keeps the, basically is all designed to reduce breakage.
Cool. The other question we had, they wanted to know about cocking, if it just cocks itself back, because you don't have that external bolt anymore.
That was the weirdest thing when I picked this up. Every time we hit the field, I flip my what is that called? Slide check on, and
You went to
right
pull
before I go to cock it, and I'm like, I kept doing this all day, and I like have a little blister on my finger from doing it. All you do is you just pop the air in, and the pressurization of the marker, is all, because I'll show you the bolt. Everything just pressurizes, and then you're as soon as you put it on fire, you're good to go.
Beauty.
So, the other thing is, which is kind of like, I'm going to take the barrel cover off here. But this is, I like these barrel a lot better than the stock A5 barrel than the stock X7 barrel. They've redesigned it. It's got straight porting here. I don't know how close, if I can get here, if you can see this or not.
Poured it up pretty good.
When I played the first time with it, I just used the stock barrel, and I was real pleased with it. Shoot straight, So it's A5 threaded, just like the X7 and
The
A5.
accessories, all the accessories will transfer over except the mags from the X7. And then because the mag well is a different shape. But Tippmann is making some new magazines for this. I'm sure we'll see some aftermarkets on the market. And there also will be an M4 mag in development, which will give it that wider look that a lot of people have been talking about on the forums.
Well, cool, Topher. You want to get down to business and start breaking this bad boy down so we can
pull it apart.
show
Let
it?
me see if I can get this camera lined
Surgery.
up right.
You should time him with a watch.
Yeah.